My career path to becoming a CPO actually started back when I did my psychology degree, which really cemented my decision to move into HR. So I did my postgraduate qualification in human resource management, and then I secured my first HR job, which was as an HR administrator. Which I think gave me just a fantastic grounding in all things HR, all of the HR, fundamentals. And my career really went from there.
My journey to becoming a Chief People Officer has really involved me looking at getting as much experience as I could across many different sectors. That's included within manufacturing, financial services and retail. And that's really given me the opportunity to experience different organisational cultures. It's also given me the opportunity to explore different geocultures as well, along with vastly different operating models.
Over 25 years I've been in so many different industries, from huge banks and aviation to the government to small startups and across the world.
I've been really lucky because I've had a very rich career over many organisations where I really cut my teeth in HR, in leadership roles, learning the ropes in great environments with the Sainsbury and Homebase Group and then with American Express. And I went in to become the HR director of two divisions there for Europe, their corporate commercial card business and also their corporate travel business.
I've had the real opportunity to work with FTSE 100, FTSE 250 businesses, alongside Fortune 500 and also one of the biggest mutuals in the UK. Now, why that's useful to being a Chief People Officer is because it allows you to develop that commercial skill set alongside that great understanding of different cultures, how people operate, how businesses operate.
My CPO role was not traditional at all. I thought I was going to become an organisational psychologist, but realised at 23 I didn't have life experience to do that. So started off as my very first role as almost like a consultant in HR for an aviation company, then went over and worked for a steel company, quickly got promoted and was the head of HR for the whole state. From then I went into the big banks. So I spent a lot of my years not in HR, but actually in the business, which I loved because I had the freedom there.
I changed roles and companies in order to continue progressing, and then ended up in my CPO equivalent position, which was Executive Vice President of HR for a FTSE 250 life sciences organisation.
The sort of second half of my career was more into a combination of interim and also going in to help businesses, sometimes on a permanent basis for 2 to 3 years through change.
My current role has evolved a lot over the last 8 years. I was in fact the first Chief People Officer for Hilton Foods. At the time it was a FTSE 350 business turning over 1.2 billion. If we fast forward now to 8 years hence, it's a FTSE 250 turning over 4 billion, which has meant that my role as Chief People Officer has been one that's really grown up with the business, starting with developing the function in the first place, putting people on the agenda of the business, and being the first woman onto the executive leadership team in a male-dominated environment.
So I work for a company called Navro. They've been around for about 2.5 years, a fintech in the payment space. It's a Series A company, so I never thought I'd want to work in a Series A company. But this is probably the happiest I've ever been in my career, in my life.
My first Chief People Officer role at a big level was with the Mosaic Aurora Group, and that was growing the business into an 8-brand business. I then, after that sort of business, moved in to support the Camelot Lottery in their licensing, went on to also work with organisations like Northern Rock, helped Jules at its best time in terms of developing and creating the business that is Jules today, rescued Jaeger, and that was a sort of big turnaround, have also supported New Look in their most recent turnaround as well, and also helped to support and grow the MacArthur Glen business which is Europe's largest designer outlet sort of organisation.
So I've gone from aerospace to information communication and technology to financial services to engineering to life sciences, as I mentioned, and then a whole plethora of other industries on a consultancy basis. So it's meant, I think, I've been able to really bring a wide variety of experience in terms of culture, in terms of challenges, in terms of HR, people practices, and a really fresh perspective